Tottenham Hotspur, perhaps one of the unluckiest clubs of this generation, has gone through several managers sacking one after another after loads of unsuccessful seasons. Now the main problem is the fact that most of these managers have had little to no backing from the owners, and that's why I believe the club will never be able to hit their maximum potential. Their owners have got some serious issues. So in today's rebuild, we are going into a hypothetical world where Daniel Levy and the rest of the board of directors have full backing over the manager to bring them back success over to North London. And we are back here today with a Tottenham Hotspur rebuild. I'm excited for this one just because I know that this club doesn't have a very big history, so it will be nice to make some history with this team. Let's take a look at some of the players though. We've got Christian Romero. That for me is the main player in this team. I want to build everything around him. I don't believe Son's the person to build around because honestly he's getting old and losing his talent. Christian Romero is the one for me. He's the one to build around. He's probably, honestly, I think in a great team, he could be the best centre-back in the league, in a good team. I 100% trust him and I rate him very highly. Other players to build around, someone like Yves Bissouma, of course, he does often get a lot of interest in him. So if we can manage to keep him, he's definitely going to be a massive player in the team. Other players which are quite young like Pepe Matassa, another great player, and a couple other youngsters. A new signing in Dominic Solanke in the team now. I don't really know how much we're going to use him. I don't rate him too highly, to be honest. I don't think he's all that. But you know that we do have some great players in this team, and I'm excited for this because I think under the right tactic this team could get top 4 very easily this first season. I haven't thought up a tactic yet, but I definitely will in just a second. But let's take a look at Son as well. He looks very good. He looks very good. Honestly, if we can manage to get a good season out of him, he could be very good. If we can't, then it's just unfortunate because, of course, he has a lot of talent, but he is getting older now, and the difficulty to hold up with the league is real. It's difficult to hold up with the Premier League as an attacker at that age. So it'll be exciting to see if he can perform. Yeah, this team's looking pretty decent. The budget is not too high, so we will have to sell players to bring anyone in. Of course, we do have some unwanted players at the team, so I'll sim to the end of the first transfer window to show you who we've managed to get out of the team and who we've managed to bring into the team to improve ourselves for the season ahead. But I don't see too much happening in this first transfer window. I'll see you there. And I mentioned interest in him before. Yves Bissouma has left us to go to Al Hilal. Now this one hurts because I know how great of a player he can be. So I find it unfortunate to lose him, but he did not want to reject the money, and neither did we. £64 million is a lot of money to get for someone that we spent 25 on. So I'm very happy with that sale, to be honest, but I'm unhappy to lose the player. We've also lost Rodrigo Bentancur, so that's 2 great midfielders that we have lost, but we sold them to Al Ittihad for £60 million. That one to me was a no-brainer because he wasn't really in my plan. I'll be honest, he was supposed to be a rotational player. Even though he's got talent, he was meant to be a rotational player under me. I did think that I wanted Sarr over him, and that wasn't going to change. So you know what, 60 million to get for someone who I was going to use as a backup anyways is big money. We've also sold Sergio Reguilon to FC Barcelona. We managed to get £12.5 million for him, which is pretty good money, I won't lie. I was expecting a lot less. I was expecting around 6 million, 5 million. So getting 12 million for him, I'll happily take. Finally, Jed Spence has returned to France to go to Rennes. We've sold him for £10 million, which is, again, it's more than I expected to get for him, but he was never going to play football for me. So, unfortunately, Jed Spence had to go. On to replacements, though. We signed Thierry Rendao Correa from Valencia for £10 million to be our replacement for Reguilon, kind of. He can play on both fullbacks, which is a very important thing, and he does look very decent. I won't lie, he does look pretty nice. So I think he could be a very good player to have in. And next, a very big player that we managed to get in, Boubacar Kamara, as that new replacement defensive midfielder. We brought him in for £48 million. Quite expensive, but he did just get Champions League football with Aston Villa. I think he's a pretty good defensive midfielder. I like that he's versatile. He can play centre back as well, even a bit higher up if we need him to. He's a good player to have in the team for sure, and Premier League experienced. And the final signing that we've made is more of a depth signing as well. We signed Lorenzo Pellegrini from Roma for £25 million. I think he's a very talented player, naturally more of an attacking midfielder, which we kind of needed. We didn't really have a replacement for Maddison if he does ever get injured, or if he ever is, out of favour. We never really had a replacement for him, so now we do. I'm happy to have Lorenzo Pellegrini in. Can even play a bit lower. You can play him as a DM if you need him to. So I think he's a good player to have, and very, very talented for sure. So now looking at the tactic, it's pretty simple. We've got a 4-2-3-1. I think this does suit Tottenham very well. It's pretty standard, honestly. We've got the inside forward, inverted winger, advanced playmaker, and the advanced forward, all in the front four, which I do think suits Tottenham. Like I said, the two deep lying playmaker and a ball winning midfielder behind Maddison, two wing backs, two ball playing defenders, and a sweeper keeper. I think it's actually very good, and when you sort by the best 11, it adds Kamara and Sarr behind Maddison, which I believe it makes a very good midfield. I also do really like the back line that Tottenham has. I think they've improved their back line drastically from a couple years ago. I do really like that back line. But this team does not look too bad. Players that I don't think I'm too happy with. Son as a striker, I don't know, but he's for sure the best striker we have, because you won't see me play Solanke up top this season. I don't want Solanke to be playing up top. You've seen, I tried to for the first 4 games, scored 2 goals, but on a 6.65 average rating. I'm not locking him into position for sure, because I don't want him to be locked into position. I don't think he's good enough. I think I would even prefer Richarlison there, and that says a lot, doesn't it? So I think it will probably be Son up top and Richarlison off the left, or maybe it will go Solanke up top, Son on the left. Could even find a way to get Pellegrini into there. Honestly, it's all up to the assistant manager now, because I don't understand. I don't know how I'm gonna play it up top, I'll be honest. I have no idea how to play up top. But main player in the team would be Maddison. As you saw, when you saw my best 11, it moves him off to the right, which I do not like at all. So like it was before, I think I'll be having Maddison locked in to the advanced playmaker role. Otherwise, this team's looking pretty good. But let's look at the league so far. It's not the best. It's not the best. We did lose we lost 1 match and drew another match, both away from home, but a 3-0 loss to Brentford. To Bournemouth, sorry. We won against Brentford. It says a lot, doesn't it? A 3-0 loss to Bournemouth. Honestly though, I think I'm gonna trust in the tactic either way. I'm sure that we can get something out of this season with this tactic. So I'll simulate to the end of the season. Hopefully we can manage to get that top 4, because that is probably the main goal for these first 1 or 2 seasons. I'll see you there. So here, end of the season, and honestly those stats look very stressful. James Maddison top of everything. I'm happy with that, because of the fact that it kind of proves it was good to lock him in. But that means no one else around him got even nearly his stats, which are quite low, to be honest. No one scored more than 23 goals, and no one got more than 11 assists. That is kind of bad, I won't lie. No higher than a 7.13 average rating. So if we manage, honestly, I'm seeing like a 7th place. I can't imagine a top 4 with these stats. I'm going to check now though. How did we get top 4? That confuses me. That one's got me confused. I don't understand how we managed to get top 4, but we've done it. It's Champions League football next season. Also managed to make it to the semi-finals of the Europa League, getting knocked out by Arsenal, who ended up winning it. That I'm unhappy with. Why Arsenal? God. Well, they were never gonna win the Champions League, so they had to do something. Just had to be a North London derby. But FA Cup quarterfinals by Liverpool, we ended up losing 4-1. Some big losses, wow. And then 4th round by Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. Honestly, not the greatest of seasons, but it's not too bad. Let's look at the best 11. Again, it does kind of shift Maddison off to the right. Actually has him Brian Gill onto the left. Maybe he's had a good loan spell. He actually has. He's had quite a good loan spell off at Girona. Maybe that's a player to look at for the future. Who knows? Otherwise, I think we've had a pretty decent all-round season. I'm not going to say good. A decent all-round season. Some players really performing well. So I'm excited to see if we can manage to carry that into next season and hopefully improve. Honestly, yeah, I'm happy with the tactic. I think we'll stick with the same tactic. Places to improve though. Striker is a weak spot for sure. Son is on 19 goals, and honestly, 32 years old. It might even be time to get him out. It might even be time to get him gone. I'm sorry. Saudi interested, it might be time to get him gone, but we'll see at the end of the next transfer window. I will show you once I have it all done. I'll see you there. So we've started off with Emil Højbjerg leaving us just because his loan had a mandatory buy option, so goodbye to him. I wasn't going to use him anytime soon. We've also sold Heung-min Son. Now it hurts, but 33 years old, I think his career was finished with us, honestly. And we managed to get £70 million for him. So I'll take the money, and hopefully he has a good life in Saudi Arabia. But I think his career in the Premier League was finished either way. It's unfortunate, just one off 300 appearances. Definitely a club legend. Sad to see him go, but it was about time. So we love you, Son. Another Saudi League purchase. Richarlison has left us to go to Al Hilal for 42 million, which is not bad. Honestly, we ended up only losing 10 million on him. Considering he never had too great of a time at Tottenham, I'll happily take it. He's doing well in the Saudi League now, so maybe he's found his level. Next, this one confuses me. Dejan Kulusevski has gone to Manchester City for £85 million. Pep Guardiola has seen some sort of different system to run him in. Maybe he thought, yeah, he looks enough like De Bruyne. Let's get him in and we'll make him the new De Bruyne. Honestly, I'm confused on how it's going to work with him at Man City, but it was too good money to refuse. And honestly, he wanted to go to win the Champions League, he said, was his reasoning. He wanted to have a better chance of winning the Champions League. So, honestly, I'm taking the money and running. £85 million is big profit. I'm happy to have him sold. We went massive on the signings in. We've brought in Jeremy Pino as our Son replacement. £85 million from Villarreal. I think that will prove a big signing in the future. He's still young, 22 years old, so much more room to grow and add to those skills which he has already acquired in his past experiences, making this sound like a job interview. Jeremy Pino, what a player to have in, and I'm happy. Next, we've signed Victor Gyökeres for £43 million, someone who I signed quite a lot on my rebuilds, just because he is very good. I'm happy to have him in. I know that there's a lot of interest in him in the near future, so I'm happy that we managed to duck that and bring him in for quite a cheap price as it is. And finally, one of my favourite players on the game has joined us. Florian Wirtz has come through. £90 million. But it was needed to have that perfect balance in the team. I think he will provide that for sure. Florian Wirtz most likely to play on the right wing for us, because that is where I see him shining the most. He always looks amazing, doesn't he? Honestly, what a footballer, and I'm so happy to have him in and add to the team. Now let's take a look at the tactic. There's quite a bit of work that's been done, to be honest. As you can see, when I saw my best 11, it looks very different to last season. It does lock Maddison onto the right wing once again, which I would rather have Wirtz in, so I will be trying to play Wirtz on the right. But the defense is the same, the midfield is the same, so honestly it's just the attack that's changed, which I think is the main problem with Tottenham anyways. The attack needs to be top shape, so I'm happy that we managed to make a complete change there, and hopefully that can help us in the season ahead. But let's take a look at the table. Third place after 4 matches, 1 loss, which is alright. An away loss to, whoa, he beat Man City. Okay, this is gonna be a great season. 2-0 win at home to Newcastle, 2-1 win away to Man City, and a 5-1 win at home to Aston Villa. That is a big start. Unfortunately, a 1-0 loss away to Crystal Palace, but it's a big start either way. I'm excited for this season ahead, and I think this has potential to be a league challenge. I'm not gonna say league win, a challenge. I'm saying third place, perhaps second. we've got a chance to challenge for the league, so hopefully we take that chance. I'll be back at the end of this season with results, and I'm hoping for some good ones. Back, and it looks better all round, I will be honest. More goals, more assists, and it's actually a bit different all round. Victor Gyökeres as our top goal scorer and Wirtz as our most assists. I'm happy that's not all just one player now, because that was not good for balance of the team. I'm happy with those player stats, which I can only guess means we've had a better season. It's good to hope. Let's check the competitions. Top 4 again. That's Champions League football 2 seasons in a row. I'll take it. Round of 16s of the Champions League is not the greatest, however. Real Madrid, though, we were never going to make it past Real Madrid, honestly. So a 4-1 loss is not horrendous. We never got humiliated. We got humiliated. 4th round by Man United again, but in FA Cup this time. Quarterfinals by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup means another trophyless season, and Daniel Levy is upset. He's punching air right now. Honestly, he is upset. Let's take a look at the tactic. Take a look at the tactic. Best 11, and again it does move Maddison out to the right. I really don't like that, but I think this will kind of be the new system that we run for next season. As you can see, we've moved the centre mids just down to defensive midfield. Honestly, it does not much other than, oh no, sorry, and we've also changed the inside forward to inverted winger, but it doesn't change too much. We haven't made major changes, just some light ones for the season ahead. Honestly, I think it will be beneficial just because of the way the game runs. The match engine does really prefer the little gap in midfield there, so hopefully it does make a difference. Honestly, great season. I'll happily take it, and I'm excited to see who we can manage to bring in. Places to improve. Maddison never had the greatest of seasons. Yeah, maybe a new right back could be needed, because Pedro Porro's had 2 poor seasons in a row. Honestly, there's a couple places where I could improve. It all depends on who we manage to sell as well. So I'll be back at the end of the next transfer window of season 3, I believe. Hopefully we've managed to make some big sales, some big transfers in, and have a big season next season, because I'm excited now. And Maddison has left us. He's gone to Chelsea for £75 million. Honestly, after a pretty poor last season, it was about time. However, it looks like he's already smashing it at Chelsea with an 8.17 average rating. So it might just be a system thing. Maybe he wasn't running in our system. Time to go run in another team's. I would rather let him go than keep him rotting on the bench. Next, we sold Brennan Johnson to Al Nassr for £50 million. 50 million, quite a high amount of money. I'm happy to have him gone, but he was valued at a lot, and I was worried that would drop. So it was about time to let him go. He never played too much football for us, and when he did, he never looked great, especially last season. 6.81 average rating, 6.77 in the league. About time to get him gone. And another Al Nassr purchase, but this one hurts a lot more. Vicario has left for £80 million to go to Al Ittihad. Now that is a high amount of money, but a very big player to replace, so I'm hopeful that we can find a decent replacement for that money. We've also sold Radu Dragushin for £45 million to Barcelona. He wanted to leave for game time, wasn't playing too much here, and it looks like he won't be playing too much there. 3 appearances all off the bench. Alejo Veliz is our last sale out of the team. We managed to sell him for £12 million. Never lost too much money on him, and we never played him, so happy to get him gone. Now the start to a massive transfer window starts here. Benjamin Šeško from RB Leipzig for £82 million has been brought in. What a player he is. Honestly, I believe he's probably the best striker in Football Manager out of the WONDERKIDS zone, out of the still buyable players. We're not talking Haalands and Mbappes. He's probably next best. I think every save I've seen him in, he does well, and he's proven that already this save. 7.87 average rating in 3 matches, 4 goals. Big sign. Next, we've gone out and signed Diogo Costa for £85 million. Another big money signing, but he is a world-class goalkeeper, and again, probably the best WONDERKID goalkeeper in the game, so I'm happy to have him in. As a backup goalkeeper, we brought in Elia Caprile from Napoli. He never played too much there, and he won't play too much here. And the final signing in is Ilya Zabani, for £51 million. He'll be our Radu Dragushin replacement. Honestly, I find him a very, very good centre-back. And I think if he does perform when he is allowed into the team, he could take over from Van de Ven. Because them two are not very different on attribute levels. So he could take him over if he does perform well. I like the competition. That's the whole point of football, I think. You need to have competition in position. But now we've actually changed up the tactic from what I last showed you. We've gone for a 4-2-2-2. And I think this is going to go very well for us. I'll be honest. This season's going to be big. Just because of the players that we now have in this team. The back line's still the exact same. Midfield's still the same. Where that attack 4 is brilliant. So I'm excited to see how we do. But looking at the league table so far, second place, 9.0 losses. Other than Chelsea, who are looking to have a very, very big season also, we are tied top. We would be top if Chelsea went there. So I'm excited for this season ahead. Both of our strikers on top goal scorer charts. I think this could be big. I'm going to sim to the end of the season, and hopefully we can come back to you with a trophy won. I'm looking for that Carabao, the FA Cup, one of the two, and hopefully a third or second place finish in the league. I'll be back soon. Hopefully it's big. Good Lord, what a... Oh my God, player stats look beautiful. 52 goals from Benjamin Šeško. What a season he's had. 62 goal contributions in 52 starts is brilliant, and I think he is just world class. Honestly, there's no one like him. Next level striker. I wish Manchester United bought him. Honestly, I wish we did. But most assists go to Destiny Udogie and Brian Gill, which I love. Also, take a look at available jobs. Both Arsenal and Man City, the two top league contenders, have been sacked of their manager roles. Pep Guardiola and Arteta are no longer managers there, meaning that they probably did not have a great season. That gives me hope to be in that top 2, top 1 spot even. We could have won the league here. Obviously, the Liverpool manager is still in charge, so Liverpool could have won it here. Man United could have won it here. There are a couple other teams, but it's good to hope. Honestly, it's good to hope. I reckon we could have gotten a top 3, top 2, even a Premier League win here. Let's take a look at competitions. Oh my God, we won the Champions League. Who cares about that? We won the Champions League. What? We won the Champions League. I am so... Hold on. And that we've won a double and 1 point off the Premier League title also. What a season. Oh my God. League phase, we managed to get through third. Only 1 draw, 1 loss. Qualification instantly. Round of 16s played PSV, a 6-4 win on aggregate. Quarterfinals, Man City, we beat them 3-3 but on penalties. Semi-finals, we played up against Real Madrid, where we beat them 9-5 on aggregate. A 7-1 win against Real Madrid. We beat Real Madrid 7-1. Are you serious? We beat Real Madrid 7-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium after being 2 goals down at the Bernabeu. Oh my God. Final against Liverpool. They wanted to run it back, so we ran it back. 2-1 win. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. FA Cup will go from quarterfinals, beat Sheffield United 7-0. Semis a 3-2 win against City, and a final win against Liverpool 2-1. Brilliant, honestly. Liverpool have held it from us this season. Honestly, what a season that's been, and league only 1 point off. Honestly, that kind of hurts. It does kind of hurt. Let's take a look at just how... Oh, and we drew on the second to last game day, I believe. Or yeah, on the second to last game day, we drew a match. So literally one goal could have saved us and won us the league title here. But it doesn't matter because I'm happy either way. We focused on Champions League and we won the Champions League. That's not a sentence I thought I'd say with Tottenham Hotspur. Let's take a look at the best 11. Honestly, this team is perfect. The team is honestly perfect. Other than, you know, Pedro Porro has been stinking it up every single season. The team's perfect. What a season that's been. I don't know if there's a way to match up to that, to add on for next season. I think now that's our rebuild kind of done. But anyways, I think we should just look to next season. Places to improve. I guess somewhere in the back line. Van de Ven is not looking too great, and neither is Pedro Porro. So maybe that's where we improve. But I'll see you at the end of the next transfer window, because honestly, I don't know how to add on to this. So we'll have to wait and see. We've started off with a sale to our league rivals right now. Mickey Van de Ven has gone to Manchester United for £55 million. Honestly, I did not want to sell to them, but I wanted to get him out either way. You know, he's not a great player, so let them try him. Honestly, let them play him against us. We will destroy them. We've also gone and sold Thierry Randall Correa to Real Madrid for £60 million, which is big profit for a player that I bought in myself. I fully claim credit for that one. I claim full credit. No one can take that away from me. Obviously a very important player to replace though. He's good on both sides, which is difficult to find, but we did find someone. Next, we've also sold Boubacar Kamara to Liverpool. They wanted to strengthen themselves with a player that we used to beat them multiple times last season. So we've sold him for £62 million. Still made a profit on him and had him for the best years of his career so far. So I'm happy to get him out for a good amount of money. Also sold Mana Solomon for £6.75 million. Not a player that I had in my plans whatsoever. And I said we had to replace him, so we did. Ferdi Kadioglu has come into Tottenham from Brighton for £35 million. Someone who's never really had the best chance at Brighton, so hopefully he can come here and kind of revive that career with Tottenham Hotspur. That's kind of the hope here. He's very versatile, if not more versatile than Rendell before. They've tried to play him everywhere, honestly. You can see all of these here. They've tried to play him on the right, left wing, all the way through the midfield. But I think we are going to be using him for his left and right back qualities. We've also brought in Giorgio Scalvini, a big signing for £76 million to replace Van de Ven. I think he's more of that the tall, strong figure that I think we needed. Now we've got two centre backs that are quite fit. We've got a 6'4" Scalvini, and obviously Romero's dodgy with his slide tackles. So people are going to be fearing us when they charge towards our defence. We've also gone out and signed Sandro Tonali. Now we wanted a world-class defensive midfielder. We called up Camavinga, he said no. We called up some other people, they said no. This is like our fifth choice, but it's alright. We've signed him for £96 million. And that's because I know he is quality. He's got class in him. He's a top defensive midfielder. So hopefully he can bring some of what he had back in his prime at AC Milan to us here. And finally, on a free transfer, we brought in Matteo Guendouzi, former Arsenal player actually. So that's going to cause some controversy. But I saw him on a free transfer and I thought he'll be great for squad depth. We brought him in and hopefully he can do exactly that. So looking at the tactic, it's looking the exact same as last season, to be honest. We'll sort by best 11, and as you can see, Scalvini now goes in, Tonali now goes in. I think actually we might be running it like, we'll probably run it like that. But the front four is the same, which is what I like. I like to see that because that's the main winner for us right now. Taking a look at the league table, third place, we actually lost the match already away to Villa. However, we beat Man City 4-0, so it's been kind of up and down so far, but it's been all up for Manchester United. So we do need to pick up, and we hope for them to drop off very soon, because it's going to cause some issues if they carry on throughout the season like that. They will win it again. So hopefully we can manage to pick up very fast, because that's how the league is. If you wanna win, you gotta be you gotta be as consistent throughout as possible. So we'll be simming to the end of the season. Hopefully, we know what the main trophy we want is, that league title. That's what we want for Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to bring home the Premier League to North London. I'm excited. Hopefully we can do it. I'll see you next at the end of the season, sorry. Alright, so we're here, end of the 4th season, and player stats have not disappointed. 39 goals and 5 assists for Šeško in 41 starts. He might have picked up a few injuries here and there. Only 24 league starts. So yeah, he probably did pick up a couple injuries, but still a world-class season from him. Same with Florian Wirtz. 23 assists and 16 goals. Brilliant from him. And honestly, it's all down to points now. It's all down to how we've managed to do in competitions. I know we're in a lot of competitions this season. We're in the Super Cup. We're in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, the League, Champions League again, and also Community Shield. That's 6 different competitions. So it's a possibility for a sextuple. Never in a million years. Let's check. We won the league. We've done it. That's all we wanted. We've won the league. We've done it. We won a treble. I'm counting that as a treble. You might see treble in the title of this video. That is brilliant. I'm so happy with that. We've won the league, even if it is by that 2 points. Who cares? What a season. We've brought home the league to Tottenham Hotspur. That's it. That's pretty much the rebuild done. Honestly, we've completed everything. Carabao Cup runners up, unfortunately, but we did win the Super Cup against West Ham, and as well as the Community Shield against Manchester United. Very, very big so far. So I'm happy. I think we've accomplished what we set out for at the beginning of the rebuild. That's the whole point of this. So looking at the best 11, again, Pedro Porro needs to hold a slap. I won't lie, because look at these the stats. Sorry, they're not the best. He hasn't had a 7.0 season in his career, so he might need to hold a replacement, hold a bit of time on the bench. Otherwise though, this team is looking brilliant. I'm happy with it for sure. Honestly, next season, I don't have any expectations. We've done everything already. So I'll sim to the next transfer window to show you if we've managed to bring anyone in, if we haven't, and if we've changed tactic or not. I'll see you there. So we've made a total of 2 transfers, but unwanted ones. We sold Victor Gyökeres for £120 million to Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. As you know, he's someone that pretty much always ends up there, so it was destined to happen. Someone definitely to buy and sell if you are looking to make a quick profit in the game for sure, because he always goes to Saudi Arabia. But we've replaced him with one of the most promising strikers in the previous year or two of football. Evan Ferguson has come in for £69 million from Brighton. I think he can for sure take over that position. As you can see, his pressing forward stats are brilliant. Brilliant. The mentals are there, the physicals are there. He's a strong player, and I'm happy to have him in. So let's take a look at the tactic. Honestly, I'm excited. I'm excited. We're gonna lock Scalvini into position for this season, as he does kind of get taken out by Zabani. Love it. Otherwise, the team does look very, very good, though. I think I'm still so in love with that top 4. The top 4 is brilliant. Pino, Wirtz, Šeško, and now Ferguson over Gyökeres. Tonali Sarr, Porro, who's somehow managed to survive another season. Udogi, Romero, Scalvini, and Costa. Brilliant lineup. So far in the league, it's not been too good for us. We lost the match against Arsenal, one that I'm unhappy to lose because obviously it's a big derby. But otherwise, not too bad. We're lucky that Man United have dropped points as well, so they're only 1 point off of us. Otherwise, it's looking like it could be a very entertaining season. So I'll sim to the end of this final season of the rebuild, and hopefully we can bring home some sort of silverware just to top it off and leave us on a high. It's not as good as before, and honestly maybe that is because of that slight unbalance now without Gyökeres there. And I can see we did draw last match. No finals there in the fixtures, because it's the first time I'm noticing it, but no finals there. So we never made Champions League final, never made FA Cup final, and honestly I don't think it's gone as well. Looking at the stats, Šeško 27 goals, only 36 starts this season. It's getting strange. You feel like they're getting less and less starts. Pino 45 starts, 16 assists. Not great season from him, but it's alright. Let's take a look at competitions though. 3rd place in the so we bottled it on the last day. Did we bottle it on the last day? We bottled it on the last day. We drew 2-2. Either way, actually, we would have been on tied points with Man United and still ended up not winning the league. But 10 draws throughout the season, dropping points on 14 occasions, is very bad. We did not deserve to win it that season. We won the Community Shield, so we won a trophy. That's all I care about for this season. We've won a trophy, and I think that's 3 consistent years winning trophies. So I'll happily take it. Looking at the best 11... we've got a great team also. So I find this rebuild a huge success, honestly. We've brought in a lot of money to the team, so it should keep Daniel Levy pretty happy. Honestly, I'm happily taking that rebuild. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I had making it. Because, you know, winning Tottenham, their first success is a big thing. It's going in the CV for sure. And I'm happy with that rebuild. We've managed to win the Champions League, Premier League, Community Shield, Super Cup. We've won pretty much all of the major trophies that we could have, other than the FA Cup, I believe. Oh no, we won the FA Cup, never mind. Carabao Cup is the one we never won. So, a very big rebuild from us. I hope you enjoyed that for sure. Now, if you did enjoy that rebuild, please leave a big like on the video. It goes so far. Do also subscribe, leave the notification bell on to know when I next post, and also leave down a comment. I'd like to ask you to rate my rebuilds from 1 to 10. 1 if you don't think it was too great for rebuild, and 10 if you think it was a pretty good rebuild. I accept all sorts of numbers, a 1 or a 10, anything in between. Also, please do leave your reasoning on why you've rated it that number. I hope you have a great day after watching this, and I'll catch you in the next video.